This is for all you multi-talented, multitasking, multi-everything people out there. Take it away.
Find your glory, write your story, fearless feet will carry you. Time you own it, take your moment, be a fire burning through. Hustling from night until morning, grinding it out, it won't be long. Feel your power, it's your hour, you inspire, you are strong.
Enjoy your Zoa. No applause? You're all fired.
Now that you've reached the stage in your life where quality television is important, Nubian TV is a black network that speaks to your lifestyle. Nubian TV is the world's first digital network devoted to the upscale and political lifestyles of black people. Nubian TV's programming includes politics, travel, fashion, food, automotive, arts and culture, civil rights, music, and more. Watch now on Amazon Fire TV, Roku, or watch globally at nubiantv.net. Nubian TV, it's what you want to watch.
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.
Child, we needed something epic to introduce me and GG9, which, child, when that black brother said, unlike anything you have ever experienced before, and there is new epic adventures every day. Child, GG, what the hell?
Listen,
that part that is real right now at Universal Orlando Resort is more pleasant than this damn episode. What the hell is going on here?
Listen, I cannot with this. This is just becoming. Listen, okay, we said that this show was going to be different, but damn.
Right.
What is going on? Because this is too much. And we have been calling shit from day one.
Yes, we have.
And why is it happening?
Yes.
Welcome in, everybody. Thank y'all for being here on the virtual tour. I am your girl, Gigi Nan. This is my brother, Braylon Lee. And of course, we are here to review and recap this crazy-ass show, The Never Ever Met. And as you know, last week, we don't know why they did some stupid shit and didn't even post the episode. So that's why you didn't see us last week. But we are back here today
and child,
with the new
what
review.
A way to come back. Honestly, this episode, Gigi, to me, it was like whether they would drop this episode last week or this week, it was still an issue. Like, what the heck? Like, yeah. Like, listen, me and Gigi both being the media nerds of social media that we are. We bring you that industry perspective, but we also bring you that soulful perspective. And we do our jobs very well. But you also got to give us something to work with. What the hell, y'all? Like,
listen,
really?
hold on. Can we say that because what they gave us to work with was so much, it was so much that it's almost hard to handle. And then,
really is.
you know, on the back end, you know, the information that we get behind the scenes,
child,
it's too much. It's too much. It's too much.
And I am sure.
And we will post those, you know, the things we found out about Jared and Clevassier. There's some things about Jay as well. Evidently, she's out here turning up on people.
Yes, and I know that our main plug probably has some paragraphs for this episode. I'm sure they do.
I don't even think paragraphs are a way to go. One thing I will say, why is it that now everyone is referring to Jared as the gay Jamie Foxx?
That's disrespectful to Jamie Foxx. Like, he's an Oscar winner. Like, people revere the Jamie Foxx show. Like, people want Garcelle
don't Jamie like that.
Married. Like, there's positive things about Jamie here, y'all. Like, come on now. Like, what we doing? I mean, you would want to hang out with Jamie Foxx. like, let's keep it a buck. If Jamie Foxx called me up, yeah, I'm hanging out with Jamie. Who would want to hang out with Jared? Please, somebody answer me.
Listen. I would take advice from Jamie Foxx, not Jared Fox.
Not at all. Not Jared Fox. You know what? I'm doing with you. The words of Melody Cherie, I'm not about to play the piano with you. Child, you ready to do what we do? Because, child.
Let's get into it. Because, yeah, let's go.
Because, child. Okay. I know I gotta go all the way right here. Okay, so here we go, y'all. We kick off the show with Tatiana and Clevassier leaving. And by the way, want to give a shout out to Millie Chun because she got to interview Tatiana. So shout out to Millie Chun at her channel. Like, comment, share, subscribe to that beautiful sister there.
Okay.
And there was a couple of other people. I did DM Tatiana. Here's the thing. Whenever me, Gigi9, or any content creator DM these people, just know it's not that big of a deal. Don't respond. It's not personal. we tend to forget that these are human beings, right? Because, child, apparently, according to Josh, some people that gives themselves the title of I'll just say the female version of Carlos King and her co-host allegedly were upset with me and you getting the Josh interview, even though I broke out the show on YouTube and you brought the teaser trailer back. But hey, listen, my thing is this: kings and queens handle their domain. They don't worry about who's coming from behind. And the gag is, if we all talk about the show, then that leads to the show being renewed for OWN. So if you're hating your own people, does that mean you also hate your own fucking self? Let's roll on. Anyway, moving on. I can't. So with that being said,
right, there's definitely enough room in the sector for, you know, everybody to make their own way.
Right.
You know. And honestly, if we just being honest, like you said, we basically paved the way. What do you mean?
Yeah, yes, we did.
So we started this, so it's okay. The more people pick up, that's great. Yeah. Like you said, talk about it more so the show can get renewed, yes, and we can actually see more.
Yes.
Let's see how they can up the ante next season.
That part, and the assignment is bigger than us anyway. Like I'll just say this. There's a lot of things me and Gigi know that we don't say. And I will just put it to you like this. Because me and Gigi know we are both gifted to do more than just this stepping stone, we move accordingly. So if you give something that's good, we give credit where credit is due, because that's the game. In order for you to get your credit to get to where you need to be, you also have to recognize the way forward. So if you're hating on somebody, you're really hating yourself, because eventually you're going to want credit for what you did. And by diminishing somebody else's credit, it only makes you look like an asshole. But that's neither here nor there, child. Speaking of assholes, Clevassier is leaving the show along with Tatiana. You see how we did that, y'all? That's what we call a transition. Hosting is a gift. It really is. Recognizing you're in the room, but the room is not about you, and you're a conduit for the experience. Do we really need to recap this, child? Because like it was what was Clevassier.
Right, it was. They left, they gone, and more moving on.
Okay, that's that. I just want to make sure I wasn't alone on that, because I'm like, child, what else?
Because in the end, we'll talk about them.
Mm-hmm. And then here are these two, Cinco and Jay. Child, let me pull up my notes. And there's a lot of notes, y'all. So basically, Cinco and Jay are talking to, I think they're talking to who? Brandon and Kiki?
Yeah.
No, they're not.
Or they're talking. I know Brandon's there, and then,
was it Chris?
I think Charli was there. They might have been talking to Chris too, or Jared.
Okay. You know what? You're right. I think it was Jared and Charli. I think. And I think Brandon was there too. So yes. Okay. Sorry, y'all. Child, you'll understand why our brains are like this, because there is so much to this episode, child. But basically, Cinco gives a list of the top 5 couples. So at the top is Cinco and Jay, of course. Charli and Jared are at number 2. Chris and Alexis are at number 3. Kiki and Brandon are at number 4. And Ty and Brittney are at number 5. Now,
yeah, and there's that picture. If you go over, I think that picture should be there too.
This one right here. Okay, gotcha. So here's the picture right here, everybody. Now, I will say this. Now, I think Gigi called this. I think a lot of people have called this, that Ty and Brittney were going to be the next to go. That was the energy I was getting from, the Reddits and the blogs, and just, it was the vibe. And I think you said that, Gigi, right? That Brittney and Ty,
Yeah, definitely. Brittney and Ty was definitely going to be. It was either going to be Brittney and Ty or Kiki and Brandon. But at this point, I feel like Kiki and Brandon at least have a little bit more chemistry than what Ty and Brittney do.
And also, too, I'm rooting for Chris and Alexis, too, because the way they picked up their connection, which we will get to, Alexis showcased that you can be strong and also soft as well. It was a very, very nice. It was a very nice escape from everything that happened in this episode. That was actually very, very well on point, but we'll get to that very soon here. I didn't think that this list was too off. That second position changes very quickly.
Right? Because at this point, it seems like Alexis and Chris definitely are at the top, behind Jay and Cinco.
Yes, without question. And then Jay said Ty and Brittney can lead tonight. It's just like, Lord Jesus Christ. I mean, we know you're there, right? But like, can you just let a moment breathe? In the words of Tony Braxton, you need to breathe. So can you breathe, please? Just, but look, back up off of me. Breathe. I'm sorry, y'all will never have to worry about me going on American Idol, okay? Except to host it. Gigi being an executive producer on American Idol. That's the closest I will ever get to singing. Ever. So all good there. Let's see. Ty is talking about the menu, but Brittney had a good time. So they're the guys are in the pool hall, making it do what it do. And so Brittney was talking about the good time that she had, and Ty, yeah, Brittany's talking about the good time she had, but Ty's talking about the menu. Like, you know, I made crab legs, I made steak, I made cheddar bay biscuits. No, actually, I went to the grocery store and bought them because you could get them frozen. I made 11-pound cheesecake.
Right. When he went through the menu, I said, well, damn, wait a minute. They said how the date go, not how was the food. He said, no, listen, I'm going to tell you, because the menu makes the date. Okay, that's fine. What'd she think? Oh, she loved it, but she didn't like me. Damn.
Well, you know, listen, you know, being the food lover that I am and the food reviewer, because you two, your taste is Popeyes, me and Rich Auntie is STK Steakhouse. I have to say that was a very decent menu. It was it was commoner food, you know. But that's my take. Hello, everybody. Maurice is here. Good to see all of you. Really, I can't get no welcome from anyone. Okay, that's what we're doing. Okay, all right. Well, you know, I will just go because I'm sensing I'm not being wanted anymore. Braylon, back to you. Oh, thank you, Maurice, for stopping by. The fact that Gigi was silent the whole damn time.
Yes, I was like, you know what, Maurice, I'm in a good mood today, and you know about the menu, so I'm gonna go ahead and let you tell us about it. Be nice today. Thank you, Maurice, for that. That gives us context, because you definitely know about being more into the food than the person.
Excuse me.
But I will say this, in Ty's defense,
yes,
Ty really has been trying, okay?
Yes.
Especially after the conversation that was had when, you know, both their people came in and it was, hey, I need you to pay more attention to me. You said you were going to do this for me and do that for me, and you haven't done these things. And he turns, not within days, but within moments. Like, as speaking, he is taking the initiative to make those changes to show her how much he is into her, and she is not reciprocating it. Right. So what is it that she really, really wants? Brittney, you should have left. When you realized you did not like this man, you should have left, because now you were stringing him on. Ty, I feel like he's being played.
No, I absolutely agree with you. And didn't Brittany's friend even say that you need to be more patient?
Yeah.
I think Brittany's friend did say that, like, maybe, hey, you do need to work on that. You know what I mean? So, like, when your friend is telling you about yourself and you having somebody trying, it's like, it's almost like if there was a big party at Disneyland. Okay, it's Disneyland, but what's going to make me want to go to Disneyland, right? So you got to give me something to root for, or for me to root for you. And it's just like, when you're not giving anything, and then you ask, well, why aren't you giving anything? Well, if you ain't taking what I'm giving, not saying that you have to, right? Because everybody's got free will and free domain. But still, I can't give more of a uck than you giving a uck, right? So I'm like, the fact that there was a date and all Ty could talk about was the menu, that Brittany's kind of just being surface level with what she thought of it was just.
But this is what's pissing me off too with Brittany, is because you talked about this man and you was talking about how he said he was going to cook breakfast for you and lunch and dinner, and he's doing those things. Girl, I would have came in the house like, I am so full. That food was so good. He made my favorite. He made crab legs. He made lobster tails. Ooh, he knows I love a loaded baked potato and a good mac and cheese.
Yes.
Let me tell y'all how he made this mac and cheese. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
But
acknowledge acknowledge and showcase that he's trying. Go ahead.
Well, see, and this is okay. So, two things. One, we have talked about people doing things for people that they like, right?
Yes.
If she truly liked him, there was a different attitude she would have towards him, and it would show amongst the house, right?
Yes, correct.
So, and this is even on a friendship tip. This isn't, you don't even have to be in a relationship, but this is mutual respect. Respect of a friend, respect of a lover, whichever it comes. There's a way that you would respect that person, especially if you know in one, this person loves to cook.
Yes.
One thing you said is he said he was going to cook for you and really hasn't done it. Okay, now he's doing it. Okay, so showcase that, like help bring that in. That's another form of connection. That's another way for y'all to bond. She's not even allowing that. So where is the true respect? Like it's all about her, but what about him? Because in the relationship, it's not just her, it is him too. Because in order for him to fill your cup, his cup has to be full sometime too. I'm not even gonna say that she's not the type, but for Ty, she's not the type for Ty that I feel would back him or help pick up a load if he couldn't handle it. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Like there would be more excuses of why things aren't right instead of actually trying to find a solution to make those things right because you feel a connection with that person and you want to build on that. She doesn't want to build with Ty. There's nothing that she feels like Ty can really, I ain't gonna say do for her because Ty can do a lot for her and he's doing a lot for her. But because she's not really interested in him like that, she's not going to really reciprocate the respect to even acknowledge what he's doing and the changes that he's made.
Absolutely, and not to mention too, like if we look at Ty versus all the other men, Brittney, at least you didn't have to put a roses FU on the ground. You know what I mean? Ty, for the most part, has been honest about himself, unlike Jared. So it's just like, and you would think being in the house and seeing the destruction that's happened to every other couple, you could at least breathe and be like, okay, hold on. You know what? Wait a minute. This really could be a lot worse. let me go in and say, hey, listen, maybe I haven't been giving my best effort. And I have seen changes in you. What can I do to match it? Doesn't fix everything. But at least you acknowledge the pain. But you can't do surgery unless you know what's broken in the body. You know what I mean? It's just like operation. You gotta be careful how you go in. I'm talking about the board game operation. Don't do that, y'all. But I'm talking about the board game. But yeah. But no, very well said, Gigi, as always. Beautiful. Let's see here. So then here is Ty here. You know what's really sad? That pool stick and Ty have had a stronger relationship than him and Brittney. That's so damn sad. Man.
He's definitely holding it tighter than what he's held Brittney.
Yeah. That is factual. So here are the guys playing some more pool here. Let's see here. Oh yeah, and then we get to Jared, Mr. Black, Dr. Phil McGraw and shit. Child. So basically, like me and Gigi are saying, inside Ty's talking to the fellas, outside Charli and Jared are talking to Brittney, and Brittney saying, she had a good time, this, that, and the third, and Jared says, You personally like him, but you're not attracted to him. And Brittney said it's a friend's vibe. And then Jared said, ties, acts of service or physical touch and acts of service. It's just like, if me and you were friends of the house, right? And you know, you and me being the friends of the house, we get to see all the footage. Do you know what would have happened? I would have went outside and be like, bro, come here. Come here. No, Charli, stay here and talk to her. Come here. Gigi, you take over. Oh, shit.
First off,
you have to be talked to by Gigi because you're doing too fucking damn much. Go ahead.
Yeah, because I'd have to come in like, wait, what the fuck? Wait, first off, Jared, I'd have to give Jared that mother stare, like, just come out, not even say nothing, but just look at him like, for real? Wait, sir. Stop giving advice, because you know what you're doing. How you gonna tell somebody else something? Live in your own truth first.
That part.
Don't try to tell somebody else nothing and then just walk off. And have everybody else sitting there pondering like, what does she mean? Y'all know.
Exactly.
Everybody knows, but Charli. Because that right there, how are you sitting there trying to give advice to someone else or sit there and say that you can see through the veil and you see that Ty really likes her, but she doesn't like him? You know what, Jared? Shut up. Because the secrets and deceit that you hold and keep is enough to build a ladder to probably get over the Great Wall of China. Okay? I feel, and honestly, if I was Charli, I would look back at that point too, like, when like, if I was Charli, I would look back at that point, especially after he says the shit that he says to her, and I'm like, wait, why would you say that to Brittney then if you sitting here lying?
That part.
Like, that's how.
It was just like, I really, bruh, are you really doing this shit to your very well said point, GT, as you often do? No, it was just, this was like, if one of my homeboys did this, if I was out with the fellas, and one of my homeboys did this, it wouldn't be the mother stare, but I'd be like, you know, I read an article yesterday about how 50% of people who talk about other people and give other people advice, that 50% ain't handling their own business at the house. Brandon, what you mean? I just said what I said. And then my homeboy look at me, I'm looking at him like, and we're mentally just looking at each other like, do you really want to stop right now? Because you know my mouth, right? I'm trying to cloak it. But after a while, the cloaking device is going to malfunction, break, and shatter. Like, that's why I felt like, come on now, like, for real?
Listen, I'm gonna read a couple comments because I just feel okay. So let's see. I'm gonna start simple with this one. I'm gonna start nice. Okay, we're gonna be nice.
It's starting simple and nice for me. Go ahead.
Cause if y'all know, then you know that they get crazy on here, and then people like to say some things. So this is from I'm not new to this. So Ty can cook, and he has a sense of humor. Shit, Brittney, send him my way. I'm tired of cooking. Another person says, I don't like Brittney. And which is, yeah, you know.
Wait, that was it?
Yeah. For another person. So here we go. The guru. Now here we go. This one's gonna be a little bit much, guys. Here we go with the paragraphs. Okay. I have not read this one, so we're gonna read this one together. Okay. So the guru says, Jared is a lowlife. He thinks he's far more attractive and a suitable bachelor than he actually is. She should have picked up her self-esteem and walked out the door right away. I may not like Ty like that, but he has the most respect on the show. I do feel like even if she was attracted to her person, she still would have held out a bit. Charli jumped into bed with Jared immediately after just having a baby. He had zero respect for her. He seemed like a player from day one. I'm sorry. And to be honest, there are many men who date single mothers. What's for you don't miss you. She needs to think more positively. By the time it's all said and done, Jared is going to look up and have 4 kids too, since he's so non-committal. I mean, he's already halfway there. Well, I've been said, I feel like Jared has more kids anyway. I've been saying that. So I feel like that's something else. And that's something else I want to talk about, which we'll get into that later once he does bring up, once him and Charli start having their conversation, because there's things that he was saying in their conversation that made me cringe. Let's see. Infinite Rhonda says Brittney needs to let Ty go. She lost respect for him and attraction for him when they had that argument at the pool. She made up her mind then, and no matter how much making up he tries to do, she's just not feeling him. Jared is a dangerous man. The way he laid all that out for Charli before his sister's rival, they need to leave too. I believe that one.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I agree with that. And
yeah, there's some. We'll go through some other ones later, but yeah.
No, and you know what? To that commenter's point, it takes. What do they always say, Gigi? It's like you could say, for example, Michael Jackson with the moonwalk, right? One of the most legendary moves of all time, dance moves of all time, rather. And Michael Jackson said that he got that move from the street kids dancing. He was so upset that he could not hold it on the Motown 25 special, which Michael did way better than what I would have done, because I listen, I can do the cha-cha slide, a couple line dances, and that's about it. But no matter how many times people say you did such a good job with the moonwalk, his inner critic got to him. So to translate that, it could be 1,000 congratulations, but it could take one negative comment to ruin that energy. And that's what happened with Brittney. It was like, okay, yep, this is the one that clouds everything.
Yeah. Brittney, I feel like Ben knew she didn't want Ty, and I do agree with that commenter's point that when they had that first argument, she was checked out too. So why not just leave? I just don't.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, they have a week left in the house. It's almost done. There's no point in pushing out anymore. Like, Ty lives in LA, so he's just gonna go right home.
That's it. She's gonna have to fly back, isn't she? Because she's not from LA, right?
Right. So, I mean, why even deal with it? But this whole little circle right here, Jared, Charli, and Brittney sitting here in a circle having this conversation is just so cringy, knowing everything behind the veil, as Jared put it. He can see through the veil, but he can't see through his own. So I don't understand. How can you see through someone else's when yours is right there blocking your vision? Seeing them right there is just like, wow. And I don't want to use the word pathetic, but it's pathetic. Honestly, Jared's very pathetic, honestly.
No,
but
he is. I mean, to be honest with you, this is how I feel about it, right? With how Jared has moved. Even with everything that has happened, Charli did what she did, but she didn't do what you did to her. And I bring that up because there are times with reality TV, as Gigi well knows, that it happens for some cast members more than others, but there's a moment where it clicks where it's like, oh, damn. Forget the cameras. Forget the lights. Forget I might. I really am who I am. And to Charli's credit, with what happens later on, which we will talk about, Charli's a real one. Because she owned up to everything. Doesn't negate what she did. But what you did to her, Jared, she didn't do that to you. And that was not for the show. That wasn't for OWN. That was for y'all relationship. And for not respecting how she treated you, but you disrespected her, you're a piece of shit bastard to me. What else needs to be said? Honestly. Anyway, y'all, Gigi will be right back in. By the way, like, comment, share, and subscribe to myself and GG9's channel as well. Hey, my friend, did you hear what I said before? Before what happened? But yeah, that's how I truly feel. Like the fact that even with everything that Charli has went through on this show, Charli did not give the energy that Jared gave to her. That was not for OWN. That was not for the show. That was for their relationship, because there's a moment where it clicks, where it's like, oh, damn, I might forget the lights, forget the cameras. Because the lights, cameras, and, the circumstances is the background to hopefully build an experience. But who activates and deactivates the experience are the people invested in it. So like I said, the fact that Charli did what she did, but still treated you with respect, and you did what you did to her, you piece of shit bastard to me.
Yeah, that's very true. I will agree with that, but then I'm also going to say that I'm going to disagree with Charli just on a mother standpoint, the fact of hiding your kids.
Yeah.
You should never hide your children. Never. If a person cannot accept you and your children, especially if you call yourself a mother, then that's not somebody that you even need to be with, because there are plenty of men out here, good men, who are willing and able and wanting to accept a woman with children and take those children in and love those children and raise them right and help the mother, grow and actually be a family. There are plenty of men who will do it. So for Jared to, even say, like, I didn't want to, raise someone else's children. Yeah. That was so disgusting, which we'll get more into that once we get into their conversation. But yeah. And it's not even so much, I don't want to fast forward because it comes out when Charli is talking to Jared's sister about her, not telling him, and
the sister was left out in some things too, child.
Yeah. So I don't want to fast forward, but I do want to say, like, it's just crazy of her hiding it. And then, like I said, it comes up later and her asked about, like, well, why didn't you say anything 4.5 years? Like, hey, you have plenty of times. Like, oh, it just didn't come up. Girl, 4.5 years, you're a mom. And there's like, what? So in 4.5 years, you couldn't tell this man that you had kids. When you meet somebody, like, I'm really starting to wonder, like, these were like, I'm gonna start calling these quarantine flings, because I feel like, especially these online relationships that was built, 4 and 5 years ago, that was during the time of COVID. We was shut down. People was,
Absolutely.
finding relationships online. You know what I'm saying? But when you have them Josh and Shay relationship 12 years online, and you got 6 years and 8 years, and even within the 4 and 5 years that have happened, there's still been plenty of time where the world has opened back up.
Yes.
There's been plenty of time to meet, and there's been opportunity for honesty. 4.5 years, how can you truly say you love someone when you can't even be honest with them? Not even so much them being honest with you, but you can't even be honest with them. So how can you say you love them?
Right.
So,
no, and you know what? I appreciate you for bringing up that perspective of the motherhood conversation, because I also agree from a kid standpoint. I'm a full grown ass man that like what I like. But I'm not a woman. So I will speak from the kid's point of view of when kids go through their emotions, right, of living day to day, they can only consume. Hey Tara, welcome in, my friend. Good to see you. Kids can only consume as much as they are given. And when something is not fitting into their mental television pattern, or to evolve that pattern, the pattern's the mindset, follow me here, but the mental TV schedule of what happens in a child's day, they'll be like, oh, wait a minute, did I do something wrong? Did I not air the right emotion out? So with Charli not, being proud of her kids, that can trigger a child of like, oh damn, okay, well what did I do? Did I tune into something that I wasn't supposed to? So I do appreciate you saying that fact. And what I love about me and Gigi's dynamic is I can only speak from what I know, and I don't have any kids, and I'm not a parent, but also too, I have parents and I am a kid. And then with Gigi, she has a fuller life than me. So the thing, and that's the reason why I love our review so much. Of course, shout out to our main man Q, and talk with a lot of Dr. Ucha as well. We love him very much. Is that we recognize the entertainment of the show, but we also recognize the humanity of life too. Because like we said before, it's very daunting to put yourself out here on the national scene. You going from, in the words of the guys is from Hercules, from a zero to hero, just like that. It's difficult to have a comment section where you got maybe 3 to 5 comments from family and friends, and then you got over 100 comments from people that really could have gave 2 damns that you existed before. And to navigate through that minutia is just, it's a mental battlefield.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but the whole thing just, like you said, from a kid's point of view, and I mean, even as a parent, I was a kid once too. So I can understand and know how I would feel if I was denied as a child by my parent,
right,
to please their spouse, or to please, somebody that they're liking. And that can only lead, that leads to disaster, and that leads, I don't want to jump ahead because there's so much stuff that Charli said that makes me question a lot of things about her. So I'm not, let's just go ahead and move on.
Okay.
But we can get into it because it's just too much. It's just too much.
Absolutely. So here's Brittney doing laundry. This is that Jared?
With the glasses on yet? Or that's Chris with the glasses on.
Yeah, that's Chris with the glasses on. Is this is that Ty at the pool table?
I can't tell. I think so though.
Okay. And then Jay is drinking her coffee, tea, or whatever. Oh, it is. Okay, it's Jared at the thing. Okay. Didn't know who that was at first. Okay. Why did it look like it was two different profiles? You know what? Never mind. I'm not about to do a Jamie Foxx clone theory on this damn show. But anyway, here's Jared on the talking to the people. And he's saying that his sister is coming, Jewel. And here's the gag. His sister told Jared to do the right thing and tell her about the kid. But Jared did not tell Jewel about Charli's 4 kids. And on top of that, we know this because we're watching the show, but then Charli finds out that Jared said, fuck no, right during the game. Now, we knew that, but we kind of figured out this other piece of the puzzle, but it just seemed like a mental rainstorm came Charli's way when Jared said that, really, I've just really been stringing you along, and I might as well have fun when I'm here. And I thought about, how that would work in South Carolina. I just recognized I couldn't do it. And, Charli is very fucking angry. And I think we talked about this during our last review, Gigi, and I think you said it, that Charli has to be prepared for what's to come of her relationship. But still, the impact of this moment for you to be so flagrantly disrespectful, to say, yeah, I was just going to drag you along anyway, and might as well have some fun, which to Tatiana and Clay's situation, Tatiana was cool with it because she was just over it, because she's been truthful and Clay was a liar from the jump. But with this situation, though, Charli has really been in it because she wants to be in it, and Jared just discards all that. Like, okay, we're at Disneyland. It's a theme park. It's Disneyland. It's just another day. And that was just that mental anguish that happened in this scene was just, oh my Lord. Gigi, what's your take?
Well, let me just say, because I seen this comment, and when I seen it, I was like, oh, me too. Charli is pissing me off. Every time I think about what I need to say, like the more and more I think about it, the more I get pissed off. The more I think about this whole dynamic with them two, the more it pisses me off. The more I see them now on the screen, the more it pisses me off. Because the both of them are lying. Okay?
Right.
And okay, yeah. Granted, Charli, you was honest that you have 3 other kids. That's what you lied about. You showed him respect. You're keeping it 100. You're letting him know how you feel. You're conversating. You're communicating. You're doing all of those things. Yeah. But I am still at the fact of what she says when it comes to her kids. That's what makes me question her and what pisses me off. Is because you are definitely the type to put a man before your kids. And she's the type to definitely, like, if you're sitting there hiding your kids and you've been hiding your kids for 4.5 years,
Right.
And you just had a newborn. Like, and then on top of that, you just had this newborn a month ago. You've come on this show, and within the month, like, you already having sex with this man. Like, are you trying to get pregnant again? I'm pretty sure you'll use the condom, of course. But that shit is not always guaranteed. But what is... you know what? Charli. Let me read this comment and then I'm gonna move on because I'm gonna save my comments for the conversation that Charli had with Jared's brother. But what I will say though, with this conversation, is I find it very disgusting at the fact that Jared wants to have this conversation now right before his sister comes. Are you afraid that you were afraid that the conversation was going to come up because you were going to tell your sister about what was going on and you didn't want the conversation or your sister to leak it to Charli without basically y'all having that conversation ahead of time? He's had plenty of time to say these things. And just like you said, he lied about it. When she asked him, what did you say? Oh, I said yes. You said that just so that you could have sex with her. Now that you've had sex with her and y'all are constantly having sex, you are more... Now you're like, you got what you want. So now you're really not, you don't care. And you're steady playing it off like, oh, well, 1 minute I'm hot, 1 minute I'm cold, 1 minute I'm, fuck yeah, then maybe, then it's yeah, then it goes back to maybe. No, you don't want to be with her. You got what you wanted. Just like you said, once you get tired of something or basically doesn't benefit you anymore, you will leave. You are a non-committal person. You're no. How are you, like... Had plenty of time to have this conversation. You didn't want to have it. You're only there because, honestly, this is your way out. You and Charli might be the next to go. Because you saying this now, honestly, you're hoping that this makes Charli not like you and not want to be with you so that you're not feeling bad or like the bad guy for breaking it off.
Absolutely.
Or now that you've said this, oh, well, I told you how I felt. So, because he did say that they need to have a bigger conversation, and the bigger conversation is going to be, well, I don't think we're going to work because I don't want to be a father to someone else's kids. Well, my question is, are you a father to your kids?
Hello. That part right there.
And like I said, I feel like you definitely have more than the two that you say that you have.
So we get to
I've been saying that. And I stick to it. But are you being a father to your children or someone else stepping in and being a step parent? So the same people that you despise. Yeah. Okay.
And it incensed me to no end, Gigi, because I have two dads. I have my biological dad and my stepdad. I'll call my stepdad my dad. And I'll never forget there was an argument one time. I was heated about something. And my mom said, the person that you're fighting against, he wanted to adopt you and give you his last name. Did you know that? As mad as you are. And my friends would be like, damn, you really like grown women, don't you? I'm like, well, first of all, grown women are thicker, for one. Let's get that out of the way. But there's also some 30-year-olds that they also got, but that's neither here nor there. But the point is, I said, do y'all know why I don't mind dating someone with kids? It's because if you look at the landscape of dating, I was born in 1994. Most 90s kids have their own kids by now. So it's either you find somebody that don't have any kids, which, if you find that, that's great. But what if you find somebody and you fall in love with them? Because if you fall in love with them, you gotta also love the kids. And I said to my friends, do y'all know the fact that my dad could, I'll put it like this. If my dad could love me and I wasn't his blood, what makes you think that I can't do that for somebody else? Because we're all the kids of somebody. And my friends were like, damn, Bray, I didn't know it was that deep for you. I'm like, yeah. You know what I mean? So when he said that, I'm just like, I'm glad actually that Jared came on the show so everybody could see him for the piece of shit that he is, because even though his dad may have raised him, you do realize it takes a village to raise somebody. So that means when you said that you didn't want to raise somebody else's kids, then guess what? All the male figures in your life, guess what? That means you've also disrespected them too, because they took time out to raise you in some capacity, whether it was to say a hey, or to check in, or to give you a resource for graduation because you couldn't get your graduation gown. Like it was triggering on so many levels that it was the same of, I'm not mad, I'm not disappointed, I'm just over your existence. Because there are people that are actually trying to give the good that they have. May not be much. Everything you have may mean nothing to the world, but when somebody gives you a piece of their everything, it should become something to you. And honestly, Jared doesn't roll that way. Hey, my friend, welcome back in.
Hey, sorry, hit the wrong button.
No, you're good.
But yeah, for him to say that, it's the disrespect for the men who are willing to step up and be parents to those children who, are without fathers. And that's for the mothers too, because, stepmoms and the good ones. We're not talking about you stank ass, raggedy ass, deceitful, hurtful, just manipulative ass step parents. We're not talking about y'all.
That part.
But yeah, I just felt disgusted by him.
Same.
But he did that all for a show because his sister was on her way.
Yep.
And that's to cover his ass.
And he did not expect his sister to be caught up either. Because when we get to that conversation, there was a particular part, and I'm not going to spoil it, but when we get to that part, the sister looked at him like, wait a minute, what? You didn't tell me that. Child. Let's roll on. So then Brittney and Charli are talking. And Brittney says that, that's a non-negotiable. If you don't love my kids, you don't love me. Now, once again, we got Jared and Brittney giving advice, but yet they can't handle their own shit. Oh, I can't do it.
Right.
Y'all lies,
and see,
and we don't want you. We don't want you no more. Go ahead, G.
And then, Charli, you was going around giving advice and, feeling like, oh, everybody got a secret and da-da-da-da-da. Well, here's Jared's secret. How do you feel? And it's so crazy how she is sitting here and she's still like, oh, but, listen, okay, 4.5 years, you probably have some feelings, personal life. Whatever. Okay, just whatever to that. Because I'll question those feelings, kind of. Like after a certain point, after 4.5 years, y'all still haven't met. Y'all are grown ass people.
Right.
Y'all are out here having kids with other people, but y'all are so caught in a relationship with each other. Like, make it make sense. Anywho, but yeah, Charli, you've been in everybody's business, and now it's come around full circle on you.
Yep.
But you sitting here talking to Brittney, who can't even accept a man who's actually willing to probably give her everything.
That part.
And I don't know if it's just because she's not physically attracted to him, or, and honestly, I feel like that's really what it is. She's not physically attracted to the Ty like that. Or maybe his personality is too much for her. Mm-hmm.
Say that again?
I said, or maybe his personality is too much for her.
Yeah.
Because he, because he likes to cook, he likes to laugh, he likes to joke around and have fun. I mean, it's a problem. I just, whatever. But these two sitting here.
No, go ahead.
No, I'm just going to say, these two sitting here, like, yeah. I mean, y'all are in the house together. Of course, you're going to talk. You're going to talk to each other. There's, not saying like, oh my God, why are they talking to each other? No, it's just so crazy that y'all have this going on instead of trying to give back and forth advice. But, it's like, when do you really take care of your own self first? Like, make sure your stuff is taken care of before you give advice. Like, you can't advise somebody about flying if you've never been on a plane.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't tell somebody to invest in something if you've never made an investment.
Agreed.
If you don't know stocks and bonds and don't even know how to save money or have a savings account, how can you tell somebody or give somebody a financial plan? You know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely. No, without question. I mean, that would be like saying, hey, can you make a website? Yeah, I can make a website. I go to websites every day. Motherfucker, that's not the same. You know what? Stop. Just stop. Just stop. And we all got a family member who will be like that. Like, yeah, I build websites. I go websites every day. That's not the. Did you? You really utilize your brain cells to form a brain to say that shit out loud? Okay. I'll
read a couple of these comments real quick because listen, there's a lot on Charli. Charli and Brittney, they all in here today. But Isaiah says, I hate taking a man's side, but Charli really thought springing 4 kids on a man was going to go in her favor. Saying he doesn't have to take her kids, just her, is weird, which is very weird. Yeah. Never get with a man who doesn't accept your kids. She tried to manipulate him and got used. I definitely agree.
Yep.
Yerd said, Jared, his face got me more and more punchable as he sat on that ledge. Baby, the vision of him falling would not vacate my mind. Child.
I thought that same thing too. I'm just like, please be expressive. And you don't recognize, oh shit, damn. Well, I'm on the ground. Fuck.
Right. Judy says, I can't believe Charli still wants him. And Talk to Neat said she wants the D. Okay, so, oh my God, no, they didn't call her Miss Piggy. Somebody said, not Miss Piggy with the newborn in everyone's business, like she's the house secretary.
Oh, no.
Yes, and didn't know her ninja hated her. Well.
Damn. Oh, wow. Yeah, they're giving no fucks in the comment section today.
Yeah, someone said them ranking each other as a couple, or the couples rank each other as cringy. I don't have a problem with the viewers doing it, but yeah. Yeah. So this one right here says, Charli, 4.5 years virtually dating your dream guy, ? You never disrespected him? You never disrespected him, ? Also, Charli, I have a 1-month-old newborn baby. I haven't told Jared that I have 4 kids total. I've been lying to this dream man for 4.5 years. So he'll fall for me, and then I was going to trap him before I dumped my truth on him. Own your shit. Brittney, you're not doing anyone any favors by sticking around. Everybody can see that not only are you not attracted to that man, but everything he does reminds you of your disappointment, and you take it out on him. Then you gaslight him into thinking it's his fault. Own your shit.
Oh wow. No, that makes a lot of sense, because and this is difficult too, right? Because it's just like what Jared did does overshadow Charli, but also too, Charli did add fuel to the fire at the same token, right? Because there's no way in hell you can drop 4 kids on somebody and think that's going to work out. And I guess maybe this is a side of the conversation, Gigi, that maybe is not really being talked about as heavy as it should, maybe for Charli's side, because I feel like what everybody is focusing on is what Jared did, because what Jared did was just so fragrantly disrespectful. I mean, he did all season. I mean, we're on episode 8. I mean, it's 2 more episodes and then a reunion. We believe to be a reunion. By the way, we're going to talk about what the reunion should look like and Toronto's hosting style here in a little bit, so stay tuned for that as well. But yeah, Chad, you know, you don't know what you don't know until you go through it. But maybe these two probably should have signed up for casting.
Sorry, I cut out. Say that again.
No, I said maybe these two should not have signed up for the show. And I was saying that, you know, that side of the argument that you were saying about Charli, I think that's a very valid argument, because you can't just drop 4 kids on somebody and expecting that to work. I think the reason why so many people are so against Jared is because, you know, Jared did all season of lying. And I think that is more of a frequency that people don't like rather than what Charli did. So it's like, at least there's something redeemable there, but it doesn't minimize what Charli did as well.
Right. But, I mean, we have to see the truth and the fact that although Charli lied about her kids, which 4.5 years, I still don't understand that. How are you going to go 4.5 years without acknowledging that you have 4 kids?
Correct.
Especially if it's somebody you're trying to get to know and you even sign up to go on a show with them. Okay, yeah, save the juice for the show. That's crazy.
Right.
But yeah, Jared, he got what he wanted. He's checked out, but for her to still want to stay and still saying, you know, the shit that she's saying, like, oh, I don't want him for my kids, I want him for me. That statement is okay, but there's so much wrong with that statement as well. Because as a mother, and this, I mean, people are like, no, as a mother, you're still you definitely are, but you are them too. And the decisions that you make affect them in every way. So if you are just focused on you and what you want, it's easy for you to neglect them and allow someone else to neglect them too.
Correct.
Because you're so focused on your pleasures and what you're getting. Not realizing that this person, especially if it's somebody that you're saying you love, you want to spend your life with, well, your life consists of those children. So you have to make sure that that person is willing to accept them. And if this person's not, why are you even considering still being with them?
No, I agree, because I mean, after all of this has happened, I don't know how you would keep going with any of this. I mean, this makes the line about, you know, being a vegan look like, yeah, but this, that would make it like you went to Cold Stone Creamery and you said they had this flavor, but it was out, but yet you could still go into the grocery store and get vanilla ice cream. That made that line look like that. Where, you know, being a vegan, okay, but this, no, you no, there's no way to navigate through this space. No.
I feel like the two put together is a dangerous situation.
Yeah.
Like it's just this, yeah. That's just a very dangerous situation. And I would definitely want to, if I could ask Charli, I definitely would want to know, like, why, regardless of if the conversation did not come back up, why was it that you did not take the initiative as a mother to let it be known, especially after it got to a certain point? Like, but yeah, moving on.
Yes, indeed, my friend. Ooh, chat. We told y'all this was a lot. Now, Brandon is in the pool room. Kiki, now Kiki, I gotta say, you do have a natural fresh face. I will say, because this is like breakfast time, morning time. This look good. So then we see Chris and Alexis, getting ready to talk to Dr. Ali. And this session, right, happened because Chris really wasn't open to it, but then Brandon said that you should do it, and then I'm trying to think who else said it. It was Brandon, and then it was, who was the other guy, GB? Because there were two guys that said that you should try therapy because they didn't really believe in it.
I think it was Brandon, Chris, and was it Cinco?
I think it was Cinco. I think so.
But I just want to say that conversation that the guys had talking about therapy and not going and how they felt about it, that shows the stigma that is placed on mental health and therapy when it comes to the Black community, because them expressing that are the same points that people say when it comes to therapy. They were afraid. They just didn't think it would work. Ashamed, guilt, whatever the case is. But after having therapy, they realized the benefits of it. So that was definitely a powerful moment there, and I'm definitely glad that they were able to capture that.
Oh, for sure, and not to just capture it, but allow it into the show. And I also think too, you and me have said this, being the media nerds and social media that we are, this show has been invested in. And what we mean by that, y'all, you have never really seen a consistent, expert like Dr. Ali on Red Love. The dates that happen on this show don't happen on Red Love. The breathing room of storytelling that happens on this show doesn't happen on Red Love. Now, y'all can say, well, Braylon and Gigi, well, Red Love is about 20 singles trying to find love. Okay, we get that it's going to be a tighter show because it's about the exploration. But at least with this show, it was almost like the Braxtons, where everybody said, oh, the Braxtons came back and nobody liked it because of Tracy, passing away, which God rest in peace of Tracy Braxton. She should still be here. But a lot of people didn't like it because of the supposed exploitation of Tracy. But at least we got to see Kev Jr. At least we got to see the Braxtons be human, and you felt something from it. At least you feel something with this show compared to other reality TV shows, especially ones that haven't been back since the reunion ended, and there ain't no press release for the damn show. But that's neither here nor there, child. But anyway, to that point, Alexis and Chris, they're with Dr. Ali, and with Dr. Ali, Dr. Ali asked, why am I here? And, Chris said that they've had some good times and bad times. And Chris said that she, that Alexis is controlling and aggressive. And Chris has had 8 stepmoms and dads, together. And that in 9th grade, now we did not know this, nor about the step, parents, because Chris was on Ready to Love, to give y'all context. Chris, since the 9th grade, had his own apartment. And imagine you in the 9th grade. That's the beginning of high school. Middle school for some states. But 9th grade, freshman year, you are in your own apartment. And through this therapy session, right, and credit to, Alexis that, she said, yeah, I am control, I am aggressive, but it's not to, in so many words, baby Chris or minimize Chris or set aside how Chris, feels. And then they talked about, the game that, in the moment it was no. And Alexis said, Alexis said that she said yes because they always worked it out at the end of the day, the next day. Gigi, what did you think about this? Because I felt like there was some progress here where we didn't understand Chris and Alexis in the beginning, but you could start to see why they got on the show.
Yeah. So, like you said, for those who don't know, Chris was on Ready to Love Dallas.
Correct.
And
he was a curveball
now,
about everybody.
He was a curveball. And at the beginning of this show, when Alexis was talking, she had stated that her and Chris had been dating. And he had basically decided to go pursue someone else, which we put 2 and 2 together was around the time that he was shooting Ready to Love Dallas.
Yes, because him and Maya were going out for a minute. Not to cut you off, but just to add.
Absolutely.
Maya going out for a minute.
Him and Maya started dating. And then, evidently things didn't work out and he got back with Alexis. And so they were already working through that. So I definitely feel like this conversation with Dr. Ali was good for both of them. Chris giving more context to his life and his situation, how he feels about control, because he's a really composed person. You can tell Chris is very composed. And it was put into context why. And for, the question to come up about the game and him saying that at the time he put no, and she said she put yes. And the feelings was, like you said, they would get through it. I feel like them being able to openly say that and so it's different than saying that around the people in the house, but for them to say that to a therapist and the therapist actually give viewpoints to help them out, I feel like that was really a good turning point for them. I can see them lasting, and I can actually see why probably, they've been together. Now, do I feel like they're a good match? No, I really don't. I hope they work out. I really do. Like, I don't want any, unless it's a really bad relationship or, definitely not worth it. Like, yeah, split it. But if you're really trying to want to be together, like, hey, I root for relationships. Okay. I root for love, especially Black love. I root for it all day long. So I definitely feel like this is a turning point for them both to be able to not only express it to each other in private, but also to express it to Dr. Ali, get out their feelings, get out truths and honesty, and be able to accept each other. That was a really good point for them. So shout out to them.
Absolutely. And not to mention too, I want to say this. I'll never forget. I think I've said this fact before to you, good people, that my mom has always said it's one thing for a mom to talk to her son, but it's another thing for a father to talk to his son. And those two men that said to Chris that you should try therapy, I do not believe would have done it had not been for somebody like a Dr. Allen, which goes to what my mom, says from the words of Dr. Maya Angelou. People may not remember what you say, although people may not remember what you say, they may not remember what you do, but they always remember how you made them feel. The way that Dr. Ali moves allows for that space to happen. So I do want to also give credit for the fact that bigger than a man talking to a man and a woman talking to a woman, it takes a somebody to talk to a somebody. Because black people recognize black people. So,
yeah.
No, absolutely. Any comments from our plug on this section at all before we move on?
Honestly, right now it is more so paragraphs and paragraphs of Charli and Jared, Brittney. Yeah.
Okay.
There was a comment that basically was like, they really don't see any other couples lasting besides Jay and Cinco.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, this time Chris and Alexis, they're really not in here. This is, somebody said the Boxing Day was cute, which it definitely was. But yeah, when it comes to them, ain't nobody caring. This is Charli and Jared's day.
Okay. Understood, my friend. Thank you for that. Just wanted to see, because that really was a very good scene. And just wanted to see if it was reflected. A trick here from Kiki, trick from Chris. Basically,
hold on, wait, I'm sorry to cut you off. I did just see this one. I will say this because this is very true, and we know about this.
Yes.
This one says, I've come to the conclusion that the more camera time they get, the more they feel like they will get more attention from, say, like brands and shit like that after the fact, or even hopping on other TV shows or something, because I couldn't do all of this. Which, I mean, Chris is from another TV show.
Yep.
But yeah, Chris is doing magic tricks with Kiki.
Yes. And it's basically the pick the card, any card, and Kiki picked the ace and Chris picked the ace, and it was a fun light moment. So here is Jared's sister Jewel. I'm like, jewels are heavy, Crater of Diamonds in Arkansas. Yeah, diamond is heavy. Yes, indeed. I'm just gonna move.
Listen, I'm gonna say this. Brandon was taken aback when he opened up that door. Okay. We all seen it. He didn't know what to do. Hi, I'm BJ. Wait a minute. Since when did who has been calling you BJ on the show? I've not heard this one. Okay. I mean, maybe they do. That's cool, but okay. He opened up that hi, welcome to the House of Magic. Hello, hi, how, hey, who are you here for? Hello. Huh? You're who? Oh, great. I am BJ. How are you? Welcome in. Come on. No, let me take your hand. You don't have a coat, but I'll take your coat for you too. You smoke cigarettes? I'll light it.
Have you been fed today? Because listen, we have champagne towers and chocolate strawberries, and I can feed you for hours. Because
listen, he's like, listen here, go ahead, come in. I have my personal chef Ty. He will make you anything you'd like. Just no, come on in. No, actually, this is like, dang. Bro said, "Hi, I'm BJ." I'm like, what? Oh, I seen his soul leave when he saw her. I seen it. His knees got weak. I seen it with my eyes. I had to take it back. I said, wait a minute. Did he just? Yep. Yeah, he did. He did.
I mean that's what a jewel will do to you. I mean, you see the diamond shape. You understand, ladies and gentlemen? I mean, whew, Jesus. I mean, you can't put that jewel on your finger, but you can put it on that ring finger stand. When you go to Zales or Gordon's or K's, and you see that ring display finger, you could put jewel on that display ring finger. Y'all can figure out what I'm trying to say without really saying it, because I'm trying to be respectful, because it's somebody.
Listen, Brandon shook her hand like he was trying to take measurements. Like, you know what? Yep, she's about a 7. That's about a 7 right there. Okay, I'm gonna go get that right now. She's about a 7. I like it. You know what? I think, she will look good in a photograph. Maybe I should take some pictures and see if she's ever.
Wait a minute, you say he still got the camera from the first day of him and Kiki?
Oh, yeah.
For that shit.
Yeah. He done put in a new SIM card and everything. A new SD card. He said, nah, it's okay. I'm going to start new. Let me
tell you what would have happened, right? If me and Gigi were friends of the house. If I would have answered the door, I would have been talking to Jewel, and production been like, Gigi, where is Jewel? I don't know. Where is Braylon? Oh, shit. Give me a moment. Braylon! Gigi, I was just making sure she was good. Would you get your ass up? Are we not supposed to be loving, kind, and gracious to the people that come in? You spent an hour with her. Well, listen, I wanted to give her something pleasant before she went into something chaotic. Can I not do? Get your ass over. Okay. You got a phone number, didn't you? What? Listen, I am not on. I'm a friend of the house. We appear in confessionals, okay, and the after show. Okay, I was doing my job to help production be good for it. I was doing my job. Now, me trying on her as a ring is happening later on tonight. I can't confirm or deny it to you. I would like for that to happen, but I'm being respectful. And Gigi just face palming like this is the person that's my best friend, and he has lost his right.
Now you and Brandon would have been fighting over the doorknob, both on each side, taking an arm in arm.
Kiki, look, Brandon, you got a thick one. Move on. Shit. Get to your house.
Yeah, I had to be like, Braylon. Okay, listen. No, I'd have to tell Brandon, remember, you have Kiki. Go. Brandon, go. Bye. Hey. Ooh, you. Dang. But yeah, he got to that door like he just didn't know what to do with his whole life. Whew. But yeah, here comes the bullshit with Jared though.
Child. So here is the face of Jewel. Like, really? Is this what we do? So basically, Jared's informing Jewel of everything going on, and then we see Sabrina come in, and Sabrina and Charli talk as well. Is that picture? Yep. Okay, so this is Sabrina here, and Sabrina, she cute. She is cute. I'm glad Kiki didn't see Brandon's reaction to Jewel though. Anyway, but Sabrina is Charli's best friend, and Charli said, and I quote, that I really just wanted somebody from me. Like, I appreciate the people in the house, but I need something of home. And so Charli and Sabrina were talking at the same time that Jared and Jewel were talking, and they both tell each other about the kid's secret thing. And I think Sabrina said it best. What the hell is wrong with y'all? I feel like everybody at home was like, yes, we stand Sabrina. Yes, we stand for her, because it's just like, what the. So somebody in this experience recognizes, hold up, wait a minute. So then, of course, they talk about sex with Jared, and Charli said the sex was amazing. Lord Jesus Christ. So then we get the fuck no, fuck yes answers, right? This was a lot. And then later on, after all that's said and done, Jewel asked, why did you hide it about the kids? To Gigi's point about you should be ashamed to hide your kids, right? And then Jewel brought up the point, if you can't spring 3 kids on somebody, right, and expect them to take them on. And Charli said, listen, I know I did what I did, but it was the fact that he lied to me, and that we've always tried to have an open dialogue, a conversation. And when Charli said that, I did not expect that. And Jewel made the face of, really, bro? And Charli said, I understand that you were frustrated, you had every right to be, but just talk to me about it. And then Jewel comes over and says to Charli, I'm glad they captured this. Don't let them say anything about you. You're beautiful inside and out. And I feel like Charli probably wants to date Jewel rather than Jared at this point. But Gigi, what was your take on that exchange?
Listen, I'm going to tell you my take after I read this exchange between two people on here.
Okay, then. They are in the conversation today. Go ahead.
Okay, so one person says, so Chosen says, now, like I said, this is not my words. This is a conversation between two people on a forum. Okay. So Chosen says, now this is a lot, guys, so bear with me, okay?
Okay.
This white woman just heard this ninja say he can't see himself taking care of her 4 kids. That's not his. But yet she still used her body. You can't make this ish up. Banditry at its finest. And Charli hopefully learned that the value she lost in her community, pandering for black peen, gets you nowhere. I wonder if her kids are mixed. And if so, the narrative of biracial kids hating their white mother and black father fits, because this woman didn't leave after he clearly stated he didn't care for her children and literal extension of her. And she constantly kept wanting to have him choose her. It's really sick. And to say out your mouth, you didn't want him for your kids, but for yourself. Someone check on those babies. She doesn't deserve them. What the helly? So Shauna says, white or black, she's a woman first, and he is a snake. He played like he wanted to plan a life with her and used her. Are you just saying that because she's white? And she's actually biracial, black and white. Shaking my head. Either way, he dead ass wrong and should have stood on business if he ain't want her for real. So Chosen came back and said, babe, I'm a realist. Charli thought she was different, i.e., why she lied and didn't even mention 3 out of 4 children while procreating with someone else, but has the audacity to say they've been in love for 4.5 years. And I mention race because it fits the narrative that's constant within our community. And if she's biracial, she has 0 direct relation to a black woman, making her a preference, not in my eyes, but in the eyes of these bandits. And hello, this is a black network. That's why it was mentioned. She simply thought she'd get treated better, and she got dragged and helped dig her own hole. Not to mention, Charli laughed and kikied about every other woman who went through something, being messy and predicting who's leaving next when she's the biggest joke. He lied like black men do to the women who actually create their reflection. What the fuck did she think would happen? She didn't. She thought, I'm white and he'll accept me either way. And she wanted the pain more than she wanted a protector for her and her children. A gifts fetish. They both are clowns in my book. Yeah, that's it.
They were having a frolicking conversation. Wow. This is our second season of doing this show. And I believe we read the comments from the comment section for the first show as well, for the first season. That was probably one of the most energetically, how can I put this? Energetically high conversations that we have heard about how people are taking in this show. I did not expect that conversation.
Listen, this is crazy.
Wow.
Okay, listen here, we got more. Oh shit. Okay, I be falling into these traps. They trapping me. I'm gonna read this one quickly. Queen said, Charli, sis, you have the most audacity in the house to think that after 4.5 years of dating, that in any reality, a man would accept you, have 4 children, one of which being a newborn that you had during the relationship. You feel disrespected? You should have known he was the one who put the F no on the paper. What kind of delusion are you living in? You need to get with one of your multiple baby daddies and figure it out. It doesn't matter if you never asked Jared for anything. If you marry him, your expectation will be for him to father both emotionally and financially those children. So be fucking for real and grow up. Ali Family Podcast says she wasn't being delusional after the game. She asked him what he put, and he lied straight to her face, just for the boom boom. Right. Jared was wrong for lying and waiting until his sister got there to tell the truth. This was the talk they should have had that night. That is so true. Queen came back and said, who said anything about after the game? She's delusional, period. Evidenced by the fact that she lied first. The delusion after the game, since you reference it, was when she asked him what he wrote and he told her yes. And she asked if he really did. The doubt on her face was obvious because she knew it was a possibility. She has a lot of baggage and insecurities, and she's trying to resolve in a man and having children. Ali Family Podcast said, yeah, I agree with the overall delusion. She should have never came on the show, leaving that newborn at home and still having to pump milk off camera. So I'll give you that. She did seem like she was delusional coming into the show and in her own world. It's just after the game, she gained some sympathy points for me because she really seemed to think the fairy tale was going to happen. They should definitely be the next to go home. What do y'all think? What do you think about that?
No, I think, wow, the comment section is giving no fucks today. Good Lord. I have to agree with that. That, listen, Charli did what she did. No one is negating that, right? But in the same token, Jared said, not just to Charli, but to everyone on national television, that he wrote yes. That's a lie. Okay? You can't sugarcoat that. You can't gorilla glue that. You can't even go to J.C. Penney and find another vase for you Bugetto people or vase for the rest of us and replace it before somebody comes home. Like, that was a lie that he did. So I don't really, I disagree with the delusions of grandeur. Because at least Charli was actually in it. Jared seemed like, well, damn. Okay, well, you got 4 kids. Shit, I'm gonna back out of this and not give you a damn shot, even though you haven't done me wrong.
No, because honestly, listen, I was just sitting here thinking about it. No, she just got her switch flipped. Because for her to sit there and say that she wants someone for her, it wasn't for the kids. She didn't want nothing from him, or basically, and then also, her hiding and lying about the kids. It just shows, okay, all you did want was the D. All he wanted was you. He got it. He left. He don't want you. 4.5 years wasted.
Right.
There you go. It is a good thing that the kids never met him, or you didn't bring him up, because they would be suffering.
Oh,
and that leads me to question, like, where are the fathers of those other children?
Right.
Like, what's going on with that? Like, because there are women out here who have sex and get pregnant constantly with different men without even having the expectation of a real relationship. But yeah. Is it delusion? Is it just selfishness? Is it?
I think it's a little bit of everything. I mean,
yeah.
And I only said that and I will agree with you, Gigi, that after a while it became delusion. But on that game, Jared did lie. Delusion or not.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So
Jared has been lying and is still lying. His apology was a lie. His face is a lie. His life is a lie. Jared is just a walking lie. Yeah. He is still lying constantly. And it's Charli is somewhat giving him an out and giving him the opportunity to, come clean about things, because she did ask him and he lied. So with them, it's just like, go ahead and leave, because I do feel like this situation with his sister coming and him wanting to come clean about what they were, how he felt and what he put down on that paper and all that stuff right before his sister got there. That was his way to make a clean break, I feel. So I would not be surprised if they are not the next to go.
Yeah, no, fully agreed. I mean, even when that conversation was happening and the sister looked at him like, you didn't tell me that she didn't expect you to just take care of them automatically. He was like, shit. Oh, actually, he looked like shit. I did fuck up. So yeah, it like this episode got everybody in a tisk, to say the least.
So hold on. Okay, so with what we know, and you know what I'm talking about when it comes to Jared, because he mentioned Tracy, which I don't know if Tracy is the 6-month-old baby or the baby mama. But he mentioned her not knowing about that child and finding out. Well, what about the rest?
You mean the rest of his kids?
Uh-huh. Because, like I said, I feel like there's more, because there's supposed to be 2 kids that he has? I feel like there's more than that.
Child.
I feel like there's more than that.
When I tell y'all, remember the last review when we got to the end of the show and we dropped some news? Yeah, we're gonna be doing that again. Child. So this was I liked how they framed this, and Gigi, I want your take on this too, gorgeous. Alexis was very vulnerable in her diary cam of, I am assertive, I am aggressive, I am this, but I'm not so aggressive where I can't be feminine. And that I've missed some things with Chris, but I do hope that what ends up happening tonight goes to show him that I can be that strong woman for him, that he can lean on me, that he's not alone by himself. And and everything in between. And by the way, here was the picture of everybody in the living room, just to give context to the last scene. But here is Chris and Alexis. So after that, they get into a car, and Chris is like, "Where are we going?" And she's like, "I don't know." She's playing very coy, very cutesy, very mindful, very demure. So Chris is like, "Are we gonna work out?" And her eyes were like, "Maybe," but she didn't say it. And then they pull up to Floyd Mayweather's gym, right? Not his actual gym, but it's like Gold's Gym or Planet Fitness, right? Or LA Gym. And so they do the weight ropes, they do the weighted ball, and then they do this punching bag. And Alexis is being that spotter for Chris, and Chris is putting on punches, but Alexis is holding the punches, just like she's holding herself, on ringside there. You see, I'm just gonna right there. Yes. So with that being said, listen, I can't help that I got eyes I can see and glasses that magnify the blessings in front of me. But to that point, Chris is so happy of, wow, maybe this woman is really paying attention, because Floyd Mayweather is one of Chris's favorite boxers. And I really liked this because we didn't understand Chris and Alexis, right? I felt like that therapy session started to open up why they have a connection, but this to be solidified of like, Alexis really is the homegirl from around the way. She is the one to be the two to activate the three.
Yeah, this date was definitely a good one. It was definitely cute, and I feel like it definitely made them connect better. You could see the happiness and joy that Chris felt. Like, he was so excited and so happy. He couldn't stop smiling. He was in his element. This is something that he loves, and he feels like, hey, she's actually listening. She's paying attention. She's, trying. She's putting forth the effort. So I feel like that was definitely a step in the right direction for him. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't end up in the boom boom room, because he was happy. Okay, like, they might not, but
hashtag let's get ready to rumble.
Right. See if they get in the ring. But yeah, this date was definitely a good one for them, and I definitely like that one.
Yeah, it was a bright spot in this episode. It was definitely some needed levity, and the emotions were on point. Where it when you got to the end of the episode, you didn't feel bad about watching it, because there was at least a bright spot. You know what I mean? So after that, here comes another game. Y'all and games don't mix well. Have you not noticed it? Dang it. Anyway, to that point. So basically it's what would you call this? It wasn't like Never Have I Ever, but it was basically just like a adult Q&A game, I guess, Gigi.
Yeah, basically, I guess you could say, an adult Q&A. Yeah.
Because they didn't say the name of the game or anything, but they said it was them. So basically, sex advice, give some good sex advice. Don't skip foreplay from Jay, and that's very, very true.
Yeah, and if you skip, you can see Cinco holding up the card, asking what the card was, and then it goes to Charli. Which, Cinco's question was, what's good or good sex advice? And Jay said, don't skip the foreplay.
Mm-hmm. And then the next, no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and then Charli, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. Then the question was, talk about timing. After everything that went down, name a difference in your partner that makes you attracted to them. I'm paraphrasing it, but that's basically what it was. And Jared said, and I quote, "You're more mature than I am."
Mm-hmm.
And then everybody was, why do I feel like I was on an episode of Family Feud of good answer, good answer, good answer.
Right. That was a good one. Good.
Yeah, no, it was. It was. To use a word that we've used before.
Like the first time he didn't lie. Oh my gosh.
Right.
Maybe he can tell the truth.
Exactly. To use a word that we both used before, I was flabbergasted. I'm like, wait a minute, what? What in the mental time continuum is going on here? Is the truth being said for once? Or is the truth being said because at this point, you have been mentally mollywopped, eviscerated, and sent down to hell through social media, so you have no other choice but to be honest. But either way, Jared said that answer. Then another question was, what? Kiki. What is something you can do to make your partner feel sexy? And Kiki said, touch me. I'm like, you know what? Nope. I am not about to lose mental brain cells going the fuck off on Kiki. Nope.
Yeah.
Because what? And she did body language to show it. On top of that.
That's what made it even worse, because Brandon was sitting there with a gleam in his eye like, yo, I've been trying.
I just couldn't. Nah, that was like, ooh, so what? I can order from the menu from SCK Steakhouse. I can order the $50 one. You're not joking this time? We got it. Actually, you know what? Let me scratch that, flip it, and reverse it. That's almost like going to SCK Steakhouse at happy hour, and then you come back and be like, babe, we're eating here tonight. Wait, we are? We're not just doing happy hour this time? You serious? I knew you was gonna have a reaction to that, Gigi, because I literally thought of you when Kiki said it. I'm just like, I know Gigi's gonna be pissed off. Like, you really said this? Okay, Jeff. So the moment happens with Brittney and Ty. If you don't have sex, do you feel like you will be good sex partners? And Brittney is taking her time with this.
Yeah, if you actually skip through the pictures, you can see Brittany's face, because her face tells it all. Brittany gives these expressions that let you know exactly what she's thinking, and just like, she's trying everything she done fell over. I don't know, maybe kind of, sort of. Okay, yeah, I'll just say yeah. Girl, no, just be honest and say no. Just say no. Be honest and talk about it later. But then you get mad because, Ty was asked the question and he said no. Straight up, no.
Yeah.
Like,
and honestly, tell you the truth, if we go back to I think that was episode 2, Gigi, if I'm not mistaken, or episode 1, when they were, no, I think this was later on, when Chris, and by the way, Chris, you need an agent to get your face reactions as memes and gifs, because you are a legend, sir.
but you talking about the one in the kitchen?
Yes,
I got it. So it's there. It is definitely there.
But also too, I'm referencing remember when we talked about when they asked like all the questions of the couples, where it was like the who knows their partner best. And the question was asked, which is better, dating online or in person? And Chris said online. And we talked about the fact that, I think Q was here for this one, I think. And we talked about the fact that I think it was Josh, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think it was Josh. Josh is from season 1, everybody, in case you did not know. But Chris said, well, yeah, I said it was better online for the question itself. It was a general statement, right? So I referenced that to reference this, that Ty just answered it because it was the question. They didn't say, if you never had sex with your partner, would you be good sex partners? It was, if you never have sex, would you be good sex partners? That was a general question. Hey, Tuber Chat, good to see you, good sir. By the way, y'all, Tuber Chat is absolutely amazing. If you are looking for a great community, very diverse, very open, very inviting, Tuber Chat is a great friend, brother, and support system. You will find many great content creators over there. And then after that, he has a raid. So shout out to Tuber Chat. Like, comment, share, subscribe to Tuber Chat for sure. Good to see you, good sir. Gigi, over to you. I thought that's what it was. It was a general question, just like Chris got asked the question of, was dating better online in person? And Chris answered it honestly. Alexis felt a way about it, but it wasn't to hurt Alexis. It was just a general question.
I mean, I feel like it was just a general question, but her feelings and not her already having an issue and not really wanting to be with him, anything is going to become a problem. Anything is going to be felt as an attack or some type of, something against her. So for her to be like, I'm trying to spare his feelings, so I'm just going to go ahead and say yes, but then he says no. Okay, I can understand how she is upset about that, because she said that she was, she's trying to spare him. She's trying to, she don't want to make him look bad in front of the other couples.
Right.
But he's not doing that for her. But I feel like he was being honest. So can you fault him for that, for being honest? If he sees it and you see it, why not just admit it and say it? Y'all are both grown. Let it out. Go home.
That's it.
And then, the mess that happened in the kitchen just became over the top for no reason.
Woo. Right here.
Yeah. Because she leaves out. And, Ty was saying how every time, something like that happens, or something doesn't go away, she walks away. Yep. But Ty comes in, he's, trying to talk to her. And it becomes a who cut off who and let me talk. They're both being sarcastic But this is my thing. She's talking about how he comes in and wants to talk in front of everybody in the kitchen. But I think she's the one that actually initiated what was said, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So who's at fault? Like, you initiated the conversation.
Exactly. And not to mention, too, if you didn't really want it in the kitchen, then that would have been on you to say, hey, listen, let's go to outside, maybe, somewhere else in the house. But you went to the kitchen. So, of course, he was going to go to wherever you were. Like, he wasn't trying to make that a moment to agitate you. Child.
Right. I definitely don't think that was like for him to be like vindictive or vicious. Like, oh, I'm about to go follow her and now I'm about to stir up some shit.
And child, everybody had a reaction. I think that's Cinco in the back, but these two right here.
Yeah, but I would be so embarrassed. Like, look at this shit. And they sitting there, they are not letting it. Listen, they give two fucks. They don't care to let you know that they are paying attention to what is going on.
Yep.
And honestly, it was petty.
It really was.
You know, because you never let me talk. Oh, never. Okay, well, let me know when I can talk. Let me know when I can talk. Like, all of that petty back, that was for no reason.
And you know what that was? No, go ahead, Gigi, and I'll come right after you. My bad.
No, go ahead. No, I just felt like that was petty.
I was just going to say from Lilo and Stitch, she's touching me. I'm not touching you. She's touching me.
Yeah.
Good Lord Jesus. So, this is the end of Brittney and Ty here. And child, what happens in the preview? Now, Cinco and Jay, we're going to get to them in a minute. Because there's some tea that we'll talk about. And of course, you know, we have the poll question of the week here as well. So stay tuned for that. Then also we're going to talk about the reunion, Toronto's hosting style, all that stuff as well. So, but for the preview, Cinco and Jay are talking about, you know, moving. And Jay said that, you know, I can't just pick up and move. I have a child. And then Cinco says that he's 4. Sir, you can't say that to a mother who has a child. No. Whether you are 4 years old or 40, that is still a human being. And children are human beings too, sir.
And it's definitely easier for a single person with no baggage, no kids, no nothing, to move more than a person that's established with children.
Exactly, because you got to think about the fact, and Gigi, I know you know this because you're a parent, you got kids' school, you got all those forms, you got their prescriptions, they got their doctors, they got extracurricular activities, and they got all that. They have a framework, right? So to pick up and move to a whole new state means you got to re-enroll them in a new school, get all their prescriptions. They might have grown since then, so you got to go get, you know, a physical checkup. Then you got to get them acclimated because maybe there was a place that they used to like to go to where they used to live, and that's not there anymore. And you know, if you have a disability like autism or any disability, honestly, you know, for example, when y'all see me on Brayley's Virtual Tour Live, I'll hold a pen in my hand, right? That's a fidget, like the fidget spinner. That's so I can have something to hold on to, so I can feel at peace, right? So there are things for a child that they need. So for you to say that he's 4, so that's 4 years of life that has happened to that child. And I got a feeling that conversation is not going to be pleasant. Because Jay paused in her braid in his hair to be like, are you okay? What did you just say? Did you have a temporary lapse in judgment? Okay. So then, child, Kiki tells Brandon about her ex. Brandon's not here for it. Me and Gigi have said that, you know, that's not cool, Kiki, that not only have you been involved with your ex for 4 years, but you also been living with him for the last few months. Now, we didn't see that in the preview because, as you know, if you watch reality TV enough, they splice, cut,
and hold on. I'm sorry not to cut you off, but I just want to correct that.
Sure.
She's been with her ex for 8 years. Her and Brandon have been talking for 4 years, and her ex of 8 years only split up 4 months ago, but they're still living together.
Gotcha. Thank you for that context, conjecture, and connection. Beautiful. I knew it was for something, but still, either way, the situation is just.
Yeah, that's just even more fucked up how it is. I'm sorry. It's just. But I had to lay it all out there because
no. You're absolutely right.
This is crazy.
And
Brandon has every right to feel disrespected because it's disrespectful.
Yes, absolutely, especially after the game, because I'm assuming that this picks right up where the episode left off. So after you played the game where you said "touch me," and you did the body language to show how you want to be touched or simulating "touch me," that you dropped this. And thank you for that context, conjecture, and connection. I wasn't misguided, y'all. It was just, I knew it was for something. But either way, the situation's fucked up as it is. And then Jay tells Brittney off. Basically, Jay said, you are Jody. Okay? You're Jody. And you have been flirting with these Chris's in the house.
Yeah, that was madness. I said, she's a whore. That is.
Child. And then Brittney said, you're doing too much, which is what Jody said first season when it
right
to her.
And it's just like, and first off, Jay, why are you coming off so hard and so strong like that? Like, I want to know what happened for that to be for that to have came out like that, because she was not playing no games.
Not at all. But also, we've said that too. So it's not like Jay was wrong.
Well, yeah, that's true.
But like you said too, with Jay, like really, and we're about to talk about Jared and Jay here in just a minute. And like I said, we'll talk about the reunion and hosting style, all that stuff too. But look at this, y'all, from the Ready to Love Reddit. By the way, shout out to the Ready to Love Reddit, by the way. Jared has more kids than he's admitting. This comes to us from Rich_Engine2988. This man is pure trash. My cousin went to high school with him, and I used to be friends with him on Facebook. He has a kid with his ex-wife. He's over here gaslighting Charli, but he's not even telling her that he has more than 2 kids. Yeah, Charli lied, but she's actually making an effort. This dude is beyond disgusting. Fake ass gay Jamie Foxx crushing a woman to make himself look good is pathetic. And child, here are the reactions. Throw the whole show away with a man throwing the trash away. Burn this ish down. This show is complete and utter trash. Trash can water. Dumpster juice. I don't know. Do we care? Does that count? I thought there were 7 kids between the two of them, 4 on one side and 3 from the other. He's claiming he has 2. He said 6 kids. How many kids does Charli have? 4. She has 4 kids. Jared is a certified 304. It's a scientific fact. For the streets, fake ass Jamie Foxx is, bruh. So,
This comment says, Jay saying that Brittney was going to look like a whore on TV when this airs was a bit too much. Like, who is she? She is no saint. And then somebody else said she was the same girl who couldn't remember if she slept with 2 men within 24 hours.
That's factual.
Right. Ali Podcast says, Jay really the one that looks like a whore. When that game came up and she was iffy about the sex with 2 guys in the same day. Question. She's just mad that Brittney is friendly with her guy. Somebody said the never ever should have mets.
Damn. Not the never should have.
Never ever should have mets.
And
in some cases, that's true.
No, that is very true. So what do you think about this? I mean, you have been calling it from the jump of the season.
Yeah. I'm just sitting back because I've been said it. I said he's a liar. There's more that he is hiding. And it's more than just that. Like, he's hiding a lot more. I knew he had more kids. I just knew.
No, and you have.
Because I just knew it. I knew it.
Child, but child, speaking of things happening right here, check this out from also the Ready to Love Reddit. True or false, does anyone else notice that Cinco and Jay are always stirring the pot or somewhere in the midst of the drama that happens between other couples? They are messy and probably why they get along as they do. Here we go into the chatterization, as the young people say. Yes, they are really messy. They constantly compare themselves to the other couples. This is what they mean when they say edit. She's unhinged in real life. The edits on the show actually make her seem calm. It's because the storyline is boring, like the whole Chicago argument, fake and whack. What Chicago argument? That is Steve Urkel there. Confused as all fucking get out. The one about her not answering the question, she kept coming back. She was from Chicago. That's how Chicago women are. Oh, damn. Well, I mean, Lisa Ray McCoy is a bit of a different Chicagoan than Jay, so let's not do that. Well, child, she just cussed me clean out, so I see what you mean now. That's a hot ass mess. LOL, I'm good. Gotta have tough skin in these Reddit streets. Wait, what? When did she cuss you out? Keep scrolling. Yeah, yes, I saw that. That was a total overreaction to a true or false question. Disappoint. LAMO. Why is that funny? Huh? Me and Chris are winning. There was a response here. Right here. They're literally coming to us asking for advice. Of course, they're going to edit it like this when we never gave a F about any of those couples and their problems. This TV shit is edited. We don't give a F. Keep eating our cream stick and make sure y'all tune into our shit after the show. Y'all are broke, old, and ugly. So I'm guessing different dog is Jay. And child. You know what? I'm gonna read some of these, okay, before I get to that response. So here's different dog right here. Yeah, go cry about it. Now we don't care. LMO, we know we're the real. The cast know the real. Internet tough. LAMO. This has been removed from the moderators of Ready to Love. Oh yeah. So that response with Jay, chill out. These were the responses here from Jay, allegedly. I'm saying allegedly to cover ourselves over here. Come from behind these pages. Y'all are scary. Y'all as scary as hell. LAML. I'm like this in real life. Bitch, I don't give a fuck. Block me. No one gives a fuck about this red shit. Bitch, you broke. You can go. This is Jay's words, not mine. Allegedly. You can go suck some dick. To LAMO, never cared. Now stamp that. Soon as you get off of my LAMO, motherfuckers only tough on the internet. This shit comedy, Baddie Alert, no makeup. Exactly, LMO, but people just talking, don't see the principle. Me and Chris were twinning. Got me confused with Brittney. Shark teeth, LMO, but keep going. Also follow me on IG, become a fan. LMAO, been this way for years, bitch. This show don't mean shit to me in real life. Don't give a fuck about this show. That's good. That's the goal. Now follow line bum. Keep watching me. Yep, big white teeth. Exactly. LMAOs don't know how. They don't know this shit. Keep assuming because the shit's egg. Keep sucking my dick. Wrong again. People came to us about their weak ass relations when they edited that out. Only showed our responses. Wrong again. It wasn't two men dumb ass LML, but that was edited. And my nigga, Jay's words, like it as well as every other nigger in the world. So anything else, it just keeps going, child. It as you can see, it keeps going.
Maybe a little unhinged.
Just a little bit. And listen, you know, people can move how they want, be how they want, and live how they want. But yeah, this is a little much. Oh, wait a minute. My thing is, if you're going to post everything, post how I got to that point. She called me a white albino. I called her black, and she called me a giraffe. I called her gorilla. She told me that she would unalive me. I told her to unalive herself. She said I look like a sick HIV patient. I told her that she is fat and going broke. Of course, I kept in her because I DM'd her because, and of course I DM'd her because kept going. And as I responded, boy, Aaron decided to suspend me, so I couldn't respond. She kept proceeding to commenting for an additional 12 minutes. So I DM'd my response. So since I couldn't do it on the page, so to that point, I'm right here from Queen Mod J. Chill out. You're about to be blocked again and possibly banned. We are just discussing the show. You have actual fans in here. People are entitled to their opinions. You went on reality TV, but your comments are a bit much. I'm trying to give you grace, but your responses are bannable at this point. Do not come at me sideways in your at me. Seriously, I'm trying to handle you with respect. Do not come at me disrespectfully. I will ban you permanently if need be. Your comments have already been flagged, and I had to remove at least one. Chill out. Have an appropriate and mature debate with the members without resorting to despicable language. Thank you. Child. And that YouTube video is private. So that link to that YouTube video, whatever that channel was, is private. Gigi, what do you think about Jay and how she was?
She just seems unhinged. And I think it was it last week or week before last? I believe you had also brought up something about a comment that was made about Jay on Reddit as well. So this isn't the first time. We know that she's got some anger issues, and maybe Cinco does too. Or I mean, maybe they balance each other out because, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of editing that happens when it comes to reality TV shows and just filming, period. There's a lot of edits that happen. But the true you is there too. So absolutely. Even though what we see might be edited, behind the scenes, people know exactly how you was. And there will always be some proof somewhere, especially even people on the outside who don't know you from the show.
Facts.
You know? They definitely know the true you, because who can't fake acting for 30 days, especially if you feel like if you are an actor, you're there to stir trouble or you're just there to mix things up. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're damn near doing a job. So yes. Of course you can be a certain kind of way just for that time being. But the true you, there's people who really know who you are, and that true you's gonna come out, and that's just what it is.
That was,
yeah, that's just. Mm-hmm.
So, with that being said, do you want to get to reunion talk, or do you want to do the poll question first?
Hold on. Let's also show, because we did not get to show last week, Clay. Because we did say we talk about Clay and Tatiana just a small little bit. Because Clay has, I mean, not only does he have more kids too, but he has moved on and has a new girlfriend as well.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Let me see if I can find that.
If not, it's okay. We need to do the poll because we didn't do it.
Okay.
So let's do the weekly poll, and then we could talk about the reunion.
Okay. So here we go, y'all. Here is the latest poll question for episode 8. Did Charli have it coming, or was Jared just playing shady, or was Jared justified for playing along? Yes, Charli lied about 3 kids and a newborn. No, they both lied about having kids, but Jared also lied about being all in, and that's shady and manipulative. Both were wrong. 2 liars don't make a right. Neither. This whole thing was doomed from the start. They really have covered all their bases with these answers.
They made it tough this week, because I'd say the last 2. Both of them's wrong, and it was a disaster from the start.
Yeah.
So technically, Charli had it coming. Jared did too. So this is hard. This is hard.
It really is. Because there's no way to slice this. I mean, both of them lied. Jared, he did more, than Charli, because at least, like that person said, at least, Charli is making a good effort, right? So, not negating what Charli did, but at least Charli is about construction, right? And taking responsibility. So which one do we vote on, child?
Listen, this is gonna be this. I ain't gonna say it's gonna be a first, but read the question again and let me ponder it just a little second longer. Just
all right,
please.
Understood. Did Charli have it coming, or was Jared just playing shady, or was Jared justified for playing along? Yes, Charli lied about 3 kids and a newborn. That's the first option. No, this is the second option, by the way, everybody. No, they both lied about having kids, but Jared also lied about being all in, and that's shady and manipulative. Number 3, they were both wrong. 2 liars don't make a right. And number 4, neither. The whole thing was doomed from the start. There's only been a few times that me and Gigi have been surprised about these polls. One poll was like 50-50. Another one that had an option that wasn't even available. And me and Gigi have said this before. We do not look at these polls or vote before the show, because the poll brings you to the highest crescendo of our after show, where it's almost like Clue, the murder mystery game Clue, where you have to, wait a minute, oh my God, that clue and that clue. Oh my God, that led to that. That's why we do the poll at the end. But this result, Gigi, I really think we're going to be the most shocked about this poll result out of all the polls we've taken this during the show. Because I really don't know how America is thinking.
Because I don't know. I have no idea, because that was 3 questions in one, and then you give 4 options.
Right.
Dang. Oh. What is that third option?
The third option is both were wrong. Two liars don't make a right.
And the last one was neither.
Neither.
It was a disaster from this, or it was doomed from the start.
Yep,
Okay.
this whole thing
Disaster
was doomed from the start.
Mm.
Because this is how I feel like the breakdown is going to be. Now, like I said, we don't look at the poll or vote on the poll before the show because we are that transparent with all of you who want to do this live in real time. I feel like for the alpha males that take the red pill, they're going to say yes. For the women that have been scorned before, and we talked about this too, right? It was the question of, now I remember the question that we were so shocked about, was the would you stay if someone had a kid? The women that have been through that are going to vote no, because remember when you said that the people that said what they said, they probably are in that situation about having a kid. And then I feel like everybody else who is about right is right, wrong is wrong, is going to choose both were wrong. And then for everybody who just watching the show, who has watched the show from the beginning of the season, are going to choose neither. That's how I feel like America voted. First answer were for the men. The men chose that. The second answer was the women chose that. The third one was the morally right. And then the fourth one was just the viewers of the show. I really feel like that's the breakdown.
Yeah, but it don't make it no easier because.
No.
Okay, so I'm going to choose. I'm gonna say both were wrong. Two liars don't make a right.
I would agree.
But I will also agree with the last one too.
Yeah.
If I could choose two, those would be it. But I'm gonna go with the both was wrong, and then the neither. So that's my answer.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you, not just because we're best
What
friends.
does the audience think? Like, what do you guys think? I really want to know. I really want to know what you guys think.
So we got
what the viewers think.
So we got 3 people watching, and nobody's entered into the charization as of yet to give an answer. If you guys want to, feel free to chime in, because this one is a really difficult one. I mean, they really covered their bases with this question, but also too, they know how to take the inch of an episode and make it the mile. Because for Gigi to ask me to reread the question lets you know how mentally fucked this poll is.
It's never taken this long for us to answer.
No, never.
If you want to go ahead, lock it in though. But okay.
Let's see what America's thinking here, because there could be one of these options could not show up, and that did happen for a poll. Here we go. Oh my God.
And it happened again.
Wow.
So we'll have to find out after this which one did not show up.
So I think it's the option of neither. Both were doomed from the start is not an option on here. Wow.
What?
So child, listen.
Wow.
That was the last option. Neither. Both were doomed from the start is not showing up here as an option. So let's check in on the results, everybody. Yes, Charli lied about 3 kids and a newborn. 15% of America voted for that option. 40 said no. They both lied about having kids, but Jared also lied about being all in. That's shady and manipulative. So 40% of America vote for that one. But the overwhelming majority, hang on. Whoa! You see that, Gigi?
Did it just jump?
By 5%. Hang on, let me zoom in. Here it is, 40% right here. There it is, 40%. And then right here is 45%.
Wow.
So a 5% difference between no and they were both wrong. So 45% of America voted that both were wrong. Two liars don't make a right. That, wow. I don't even think I can use flabbergasted as a word. I'm legit speechless. Like 5% difference, America? Wow.
Yeah.
Gigi, what are your thoughts? This is. I'm guessing America felt the same way that we felt reading the question, because I mean, I knew it was going to be a result, obviously, and it seemed like America voted with you and me, but still a 5% split difference.
Yeah. Wow. That okay.
That's all you can
that
say.
happened. Like you said, flabbergasted is not the word.
No. Okay. And child, speaking of being beyond flabbergasted, ladies and gentlemen, from the Ready to Love mod, I had to go back through our DMs to find it, but here is Clay's new woman. We don't know who she is, so we're not, oxing her or anything like that. But this is clearly not the best friend that came to the house. How is Hip getting these women? Who's sucking titties? What the hell? Oh my God.
You know what? I'm about done. I'm about.
Let's just talk about the reunion and what they need to do, Gigi, because I said this to you before we got on, that I'm going to need the Taronda from Chicago to host this reunion. I don't need the Taronda from Hollywood to host this reunion. If you, in your excellency, as the great Gigi now that you are, how would you, and don't worry, I'm going to give my take to you. How would you set up, well, actually before that, how many parts of a reunion do you believe that we would need? And then how would you go about navigating that? Because we did this after show in 2 hours, 32 minutes, and 40 seconds. But you have 10 episodes to make a loop-de-loop and pull and make people's shoes looking cool, in the words of SpongeBob SquarePants. But when you have Jay doing what she did on Reddit, when you have somebody that went to high school with Jared, and, a person was, friends with, him because they were cousins or some family relation, and you have Clay, who has lied before and got with somebody new, how do you balance out the minutia of this season? Recognize what has happened on social media, even though networks don't ever want the social media side of a show to be bigger than the show, and to be able to make it somewhat entertaining. Like, how do you go about that, Gigi? Because I'm really perplexed.
I mean, yeah, with this, it's definitely, there's so many different ways you can go about it, but definitely I would feel like there's 2 parts that's needed. So since we didn't really get one for last season, no point in going back and trying to redo that. Maybe doing a follow-up later on down the line. Cool. But for this season, definitely, I feel like there's going to need to be a 2-parter. And as we talked, before the show, I was saying, like, I feel like there needs to be a live audience. We need to have live questions. We need to have questions from social media. And like you said, you need the Toronto from Chicago. I feel like she's definitely been bringing that more so with this show, with her hosting skills on this show. That's the vibe she's been giving. She's been bringing that Chicago girl to the set. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So that definitely, I feel like, wouldn't be a problem for her.
Oh, without question.
But yeah, I think it should be set up 2 parts. We'll do, set questions from the host, but like I said, we need audience questions. We need questions from social media. Actually, do voter questions. Where before,
the polls from OWN to
and the thing is, is what we're gonna do is let's bring back the live reunions.
Yeah.
Let's not do these pre-recorded. Let's bring back live. And that way it's better because people who are on social media have more access and more opportunity to be involved in what's going on. And it helps with questioning.
Yes.
So I definitely feel like a 2-part live reunion with viewer questions being asked live would definitely be the way to go. That's how I would probably do it.
No, I'm in full agreement with you. And when I say that, Toronto needs to bring the Toronto from Chicago, not from Hollywood, that's not to say she has not done an excellent job, because me and Gigi love Toronto. But with the magnitude of what has happened on social media, when it comes to reunions, as I often say, there's yourself and there's your damn self. And with the magnitude of what has happened on social media, you have to match that energy. You have to. You can't just say, well, welcome to the Never Ever Met Season 2 reunion. Boy, did we have a season. We're going to get right to it. No, you hello, hi, nice to meet you. You see the ish that we see, and we're going to get into it. Because tonality matters here. And also, too, to your very articulate point, Gigi, doing a live reunion also helps fill in the gaps, right? Because for some people, they do the show live right after the show. For us, because we actually have, and that's not to say the people who don't do it Friday night, don't have lives or anything like that. Not saying that at all. But also, too, and this is my producing hat being on, you need time for the audience to consume what's been given. So that's why we do the show on Saturdays or Sundays, depending on what's going on. It's cool for YouTube, right? Because everybody has the chance to catch up. But when it's the end of the season and you do the taped reunion, like right now, probably around episode 9, it's probably when they would tape the reunion, or they might have taped the reunion at this point. What ends up happening is there's a disconnect from what's pre-recorded to what's happening on social media. And so if it's live, for one, no one can say that they edit me in any fashion. Number 2, we ain't got to wait until next Friday. And number 3, on top of that, it's going to force everybody to bring it. Because when you know that it's pre-taped, or when it's when you know it's taped, rather, oh, okay, it's gonna be taped. I'm gonna be here for 6 hours. I can say what I want to. There is a thing as deleted scenes, ladies and gentlemen. Digital content. But also, too, I think for the Bravo reunions, they put the unfiltered ones on Peacock. But with a live reunion, and honestly, Gigi, I want your thoughts on this. I don't think that the 2-part reunion, or even if it's a 3-part reunion, I don't think you have to just do it Friday. With this season, you could do this live Friday and Saturday, or you do it live Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and people will be glued because so much has happened that there's no way I'm leaving the couch.
Yeah, or you could even set it up to where, okay, we have a 2-hour live reunion.
That part. Yep.
We got 2 hours. Lock it in. We live.
You can do a 2-hour reunion on Friday and Saturday, so that's 4 hours of content. There ain't no way in hell you leaving the house.
Even if you did it for one day, you don't even have to do 2 parts. Just do 2 hours live. But even if you did do it in 2 parts, yep, Friday, Saturday. You got Friday, Saturday, 2 hours, like you said, like it in. 7 to 9.
Yep. And I say that because you can do a 2-hour reunion, but something is going to run over.
Mm-hmm.
And with Jay being Jay, that's why I added that cushion for that. They could do it from 7 to 9 to help the early birds, but I think singing in the top slot 8-7 Central would be good, or even just do a pre-show from 8 to 9 to just catch everybody up, and then from 9 to 11.
9 to 11, yeah.
Because honestly, OWN doesn't really have content like that, where it's a catalog of there's a show on every day, so they got the room to do this.
Right.
But child, Lord. Did we mention Ray the love is coming back to y'all?
So you know what? I'm gonna have to go back and watch our old reviews, because why did they? This is. I'm not saying some stuff be pointless. It's just like, why? Okay, never mind. You know what? Moving on. It's coming back. Well, so what that means is, we're going to be back with the Ready to Love panel. With Dr. Ucha and Q, we'll definitely be doing that on Saturdays. Yeah. Because we're nearing the end of the Never Ever Mets.
Child, 2 more episodes, and we only say 2 more episodes because the first season was 10 episodes, so we're basing it off of that. Actually, let me see something real quick.
And I think it was Cinco who mentioned like they only had a week left in the house, so yeah, they're going to give us this week and then next week.
Child.
And they might actually just cut it off with this week, just because whatever they did last week where they didn't show the episode is because they only have 9 episodes. This Friday's the last one. Who knows? I don't know.
Wait a minute. Wait 1 minute. Right here. Wish we had never met. To that comment of this should have been the never should have.
The never should have met. Yeah.
So let's pull this up here. An overview right here. An argument between Brittney and Ty turns into a house confrontation and accusations of inappropriate behavior. So we're getting a season 1 remix.
Yep.
Okay. The couple makes a big decision about their future. Kiki reveals the true history of her ex, and Brandon is not amused. For those of you who are wondering of why we said what we said of, is this going to be a season 1 remix? Because there was a couple that she didn't throw hands on him. It was him grabbing her, season 1. And then a lot of people dropped off after that. We kept going. But accusations of inappropriate behavior, and looks like you said, Gigi, this might be the final episode, because we see it right here. Now, of course, we have to wait until next Friday to see if there's an episode 10, but usually they'll put out, the descriptions a little bit earlier, but that could be the last episode. Well, one or two things are about to happen. Either this finale is about to be shit, or the week after that, the finale is about to be shit and a reunion. But either way, it's going to be shit.
Right. Either way, it's some shit. Either way.
Well, y'all,
yeah,
that's our show. I mean, we covered everything. There's nothing else to cover.
Right. That is it. But we thank y'all. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe to our channel. I am your girl, Gigi Nan, and this is Tea with the Queen. You can also like, share, and comment, subscribe to my other channel, A Queen's Tea with Gigi Nan. This is also my brother, Braylon Lee. Make sure you guys like, share, comment, subscribe to his channel. He's always on tour, so make sure you join live, get your tickets early, hit that notification button so you know where the tour stops and when he will be in a city near you. So, with that, much love, of course. We love you all. Make sure you guys stay safe and stay blessed.
Stay blessed. Love you as always. See you soon.
Yeah,
y'all, that is our show. I gotta tell you, like I said, this is just season 2, y'all. I've been around 30 years. I have never seen a season quite like this. Y'all know we always end it with a daily motivator, right? So the daily motivator for this is, just because you hold back doesn't mean that there's not consequences. First thing I'll tell you is recognize all of your shit, not just the part of the shit that you want to own. That's the first thing I'll tell you. Second thing I'll tell you is, after it's all said and done, people do not have to accept you back into their life. And number 3, what you do behind the scenes, what you do in the dark, eventually comes to the light. With that being said, everybody, it's time for the best outro on YouTube. Know what you do and do what you know. Never say you want more special, because you are always born a blessing and trust. You may not be where you want to be, but by the end of it, you'll be where you need to be. Do what you've been chosen to do. Wise, one thing to call yourself is nothing to be chosen. One love, much love, all love. We have spent time with you. You have spent time with us, and hopefully, by spending time together, we'll be great together. Always remember, we're doing radio, television, YouTube, living your best life, or child, just recognizing that maybe you need to not have everything be for entertainment. Make sure the replay is not just right for you to watch it, not just right for you to listen to it, but if you want to experience it again. We love you, we value, we embrace you all. Always remember, see what we gotta give, or see what we gotta give, or see what we gotta give it. Where obstacles you overcome, where success you have achieved. Upon this particular day, we are extremely proud of you, but no one else is proud. Be proud of your damn self. And finally, y'all, listen. Bishop T.D. Jakes said something very important. He said, when you marry somebody, that's the only time you can ever choose somebody to be in your life. Be careful who you connect yourself to, y'all, because there are rewards and consequences. Commercial break and fireworks coming your way for the day. That was for the day. It's coming for the blessings on the way for you and me, all of us. As a society, as a people, as a culture, we feel the love and we send it right back to you. Good night, everybody. Love you all. Bye-bye. We love you all. Bye-bye.
I thought I should tell you, they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner.
Good evening. My name is Mark Woodbury. I'm the chairman and CEO of Universal Destinations and Experiences. Well, we're finally here. Tomorrow we begin a new chapter at Universal Orlando Resort as we open Epic Universe. We built this place for you. I want to thank you, our fans, for your love of our stories, characters, and immersive experiences that inspired this incredible place. Epic Universe represents over 8 years of meticulous planning, immense creativity, and innovation, combined with unmatched craftsmanship and operational excellence on the part of thousands of people who have brought to life the stories and characters that live beyond each of Epic's portals. But it represents so much more. Your love of Universal and the deep connections we've shared together here in Orlando over the past 30 years inspired us to dream bigger and to push the boundaries to create something extraordinary for you and for generations of fans and families to come. And tomorrow, as we open Epic Universe, I can't wait for you to experience this place for yourself. Now it's your turn to step inside, to lose yourself, and to share this place with the ones you love most. As we open this park, we hope your world becomes a little more epic. Tomorrow, Epic Universe becomes yours.
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.